Good to go. Yep.
Can you tell us about adding Kendall to the athletic department staff, and was that a unique interview process maybe?
It was. She just has become such an important part of our program, and to see the way that she competed these last several years and the passion she has for the Fighting Illini, she was special in the sense that I met with her at some point and said, look, we really want to figure out a role for you to stay a part of this program, and she was really humbled by that and excited, and so we've worked with her to try to determine what that appropriate starting point would be, and working with our letter winners and our former student athletes is a natural for her, and really looking forward to her being a great ambassador for us in the years to come.
With the protections you've put in place for some of these head coach contracts, does it feel like you're breaking ground here? Is it zigging a little bit when others are zagging?
Perhaps. I think that certainly we're really grateful to our coaches for their interest in staying here and being a part of what we're trying to build. Having continuity and stability with our coaches is a really critical part of our forward-looking strategy, and in order to do that, you have to create a space where they want to be, where they feel like they have a path to competing at the Big Ten and national levels and chasing those championships. And so it feels good to know that they see that opportunity here, and that they feel supported by us. It certainly is something perhaps that isn't the norm in college athletics, and we're grateful to them for being willing to explore that with us.
Do you think revenue sharing makes college sports more fair, and how is Illinois going to take advantage of that, and can you guys?
I think it's a new variable. It's hard to say if it makes it more fair or less fair, and I think it certainly creates the possibility as we move into this new environment where programs are in a position to have comparable resources as they construct their rosters in a way that we haven't really had to use resources to construct rosters in the past. And so hopefully that returns some level of competing in some other areas. Who's got the best coaching staff? Who's got the best opportunity? Who's got the best academic engine at their university? The facilities, the fan base, the tradition. A lot of those things have taken a back seat in recent years to some of the financial opportunities, and certainly those will remain front and center for our student athletes. But as every school has opportunity to spend comparable amounts of money, maybe those other things become a little more central to their decision-making processes.
You, Coach Bielfeldt, the rest of the athletics department have done an incredible job at cultivating this culture around the football program. What excites you the most about the investment that you're making, not just for the program, but as well as for the fans and the enjoyment process at Memorial Stadium?
Yeah, I think probably the thing you touched on at the end, I think our fans' enthusiasm for Illinois football right now is really special, and to see the way that they have embraced this team, this coaching staff, to see a lot of what we were able to do last year, and some of the events that we held around the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. And we're really pretty exciting, and I think we're expecting even bigger things this year, just based on the ticket sales and the energy that's around the program right now. It should be a really special year, and we hope everybody gets out to enjoy part of it.
What would you say about the changes in college athletics, and what would you say to the fans about how you're trying to use that to the advantage of the University of Illinois to advance your programs?
Yeah, we see change as our opportunity. We think that we are in a position to take advantage of the people we have connected to this program, to really think creatively around how to utilize the changes to our advantage, how to do things differently than perhaps other people are choosing to do them, and see opportunity where maybe others are missing it. And so that's we're not going to be perfect with it, but and everybody sometimes get a little uneasy around change, but we see this as a great moment for Illinois athletics, and wanted to continue to lean into some of the changing landscape for our advancement.
Josh, what's all this on a personal level? I mean, it seems like it can be overwhelming. There's a lot to unpack. Do you have to turn off work when you go home, or is there a time when you can turn off work, or how do you deal with everything you have on your plate?
It's not that different than, the job's always been complex. It's multifaceted. It's highly paced. It's intense. There's a lot of change. There's a lot of highs and lows. So you try and compartmentalize it the best you can. I still go out on my solitary runs and spend some time in my own head, and certainly I enjoy going home and seeing my kids and my wife and having a chance to unplug in those moments. But you get into a line of work like this and you know what you're signing up for, you know what the pace is, you know what the expectations are, and I continue to love what I do and feel really fortunate to be able to do it here.
Josh,
From
what
the outside,
specifically
sometimes there's concerns about non-revenue sports, speculation that they can be cut. What's kind of the status about the 21 programs at Illinois?
Yeah, we've made the decision that we'll be keeping all 21 that we have, and we're really proud of the tradition that we have in those 21 sports, the great history of success, the great student athletes who have come through those programs. And as I mentioned last year, we went through that analysis, and ultimately we just really believe in what we're doing here. We believe in creating more opportunities, not fewer, for our student athletes, and look forward to the future for all 21 of those sports.
What specifically, Josh, leads you to believe that the newly formed College Sports Commission will be better in terms of enforcement as compared to what we used to know as NCAA enforcement?
It's completely different than NCAA enforcement, and so I think for all of us, we have to separate ourselves from what we have known and what we've grown to expect. The NCAA is a membership-driven organization. It's managed by committees. It's informed by the members themselves who are actively involved in some of the investigating and adjudicating some of those cases, which has created a lot of bureaucracy and sometimes uncertainty around how those decisions will be handled and the time in which they'll be handled. The new College Sports Commission is being built very, very differently, much more in the vein of what you see with some of our professional league counterparts. We'll have really incredible investigators, people who are former assistant United States attorneys, people who have engaged in high-level investigative work, either in the private sector or for the government. And they'll have a single entity, a single person at the top of the chain who has the authority to hand out sanctions. And so the directive has been, we want them to investigate fast and we want them to punish swiftly. And we think that will happen, and hopefully that creates an environment where the risk-reward paradigm that has existed in college athletics for generations changes, where all of a sudden the risks of breaking the rules are much more profound than the rewards.
Josh, it's been a long time since football and basketball have coaches that contracts are on for a decade. What would that mean for you guys' program? What's that say about what they think they can accomplish?
Yeah, I think that really stability has been our strategy, and certainly not stability for the sake of stability, but when you find great leaders and you see the momentum that they've been able to build, it was important to us to try and renew that commitment and continue to see that path forward. And they want to compete at the high level. They want to compete for Big Ten championships, national championships. They wouldn't stay here if they didn't think that opportunity existed here. And so for them to be willing to engage in that with us, I think speaks volumes about the path that they see in front of them, the support that we've been able to provide them, and ultimately just if we could have that level of stability, if we can have them continue to do the great work that they're doing with our student athletes for the years to come, I think it could usher in an age unlike anything we've ever seen here at Illinois. I think we could do some things over the next 5 to 10 years that have never been done here before.
Will tampering maybe be harder for people to do, given that it'd be harder to offer them a ton more money maybe, and also that there would be, like you said, harsher punishment?
Yeah, I don't know that tampering will be harder to do. It's pretty easy, and will continue to be pretty easy, but I hope that the punishments are such that we're really discouraging that kind of activity. Look, we all understand rule breaking has happened in college athletics forever. It will continue to happen in college athletics forever. This is not a perfect system that's going to rid all of college athletics of all bad actors, but we think it can cut down dramatically on that level of badly intentioned activity. And if we're able to do that, I think that's a great win for college sports.
July 1st is a pretty big day with the House settlement kicking in. Could you just summarize for the fans how your department is handling that, how you're tackling that, and what are some of those changes that take place?
The biggest changes really are going to be in a couple different areas. One, we are going to offer more scholarships than we do currently in every sport that we sponsor. That's a new opportunity that's made available through the House settlement. We are going to share to the full extent allowable under the settlement in the revenue with our student athletes. Again, it's $20.5 million in this first year. We've allocated over 98% of that amongst our 4 ticketed sports: football, men's and women's basketball, volleyball. About 150 student athletes in this first year will have the opportunity to be recipients of some level of that revenue share. And then we'll transition and continue to look for ways to generate third-party NIL that passes the NIL Go process, which will be a clearinghouse to evaluate valid business purpose and range of compensation for those third-party deals. We're working with Learfield to create those opportunities for our student athletes. ICON will change and transition its role on a going forward basis, so it'll be more community service focused, help us get our athletes active in the local community. And instead we'll work with Learfield to try and create those legitimate NIL opportunities for our student athletes.
How does the scholarship work in terms of, you said you're offering more in each sport? I thought the first draft of the settlement there was some financial ramifications that came with that. Has that been changed, or how are you guys navigating that?
No, that's right. So the 20.5 will be reduced by the value of whatever new scholarships we offer, and so that's all been part of our calculus in this first year. And so I guess that's a good point, a point of clarification. So we won't actually offer $20.5 million in revenue share. It'll be 20.5 less the value of the new scholarships that we're offering.
31st in the nation, the Learfield Directors Cup points quantifies in a way the success you've had competitively. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot of hard work by a lot of people. We've had an exceptional staff here. We've got incredibly committed, talented student athletes, and again, like anything, the Learfield Cup is not a perfect metric, but it is a metric, and it is one that happens to be used in our business. And for us to be able to score where we did, it's more about, for me, the score than it is the ranking. To have 730 points, our highest score in a long time, is something that I think is, again, a testament to the hard work of so many people, and I think hopefully is a preview of great momentum in sports across the board as we look to the future.
Can we get your reaction on back-to-back Illinois draft picks last night?
Yeah, really excited for both KJ and Will to see them realize that dream within a few minutes of each other was something certainly unexpected for all of us, but just so excited for both of them, proud that they were able to wear our uniform, and first one and done players in the history of Illinois basketball. It was awesome to have Brad there along with some members of our staff, and again, I think it speaks volumes to the development work that's happening in Ubben right now, both on the court and the weight room. Adam Fletcher was out there as well, and again, a testament to his great work, and it's something. I mean, again, another marker in the ground that shows how far this program has come, and the great opportunity that we provide to our student athletes.
You have a trio of coaches that have non-compete clauses within the conference. How does that help the university, or why is that a big deal? And what was your reaction when Brett Bielma actually pitched the idea to you a couple years ago?
Yeah, I think we actually have 7 coaches now who have various forms of non-compete agreements. 3 limit their ability to move within the Big Ten, and 4 limit their ability to move anywhere in the country. And those are things, again, that I think speak to the opportunity that we provide for them to compete at the Big Ten and national levels in the various sports that they lead. And it's something that gives us a chance to do some things perhaps a little differently than our peers, provides us the opportunity to have some stability, and in the face of that stability, hopefully we can provide great success that I think could be really groundbreaking for this program.
Josh, you've had time with him now. What does Tony Petitti bring to the Big Ten?
Tony's been incredible. He's really been a remarkable leader through a really tumultuous time, and he's got great ideas, highly creative. He's excellent at building consensus. He must spend all day, every day on the phone. He's constantly talking to not only the athletic directors, but our coaches, our presidents, and building a lot of really thoughtful ideas around how we can, through the conference, we can continue to advance the interests of our individual campuses. And it's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot just from being around him and working with him, and really grateful to him for always putting into this, and look forward to seeing some new things coming out of the Big Ten in the years to come.
What do
Got
you
time for
envision?
just two more here. We gotta wrap up.
What do you envision a negotiation looks like if a player wants to transfer when their exclusive NIL rights are still with the University of Illinois? Does that look like a buyout from another school in a way, or how does that work?
I don't know yet. I haven't done it, but we'll find out. And certainly, we do have experience in that environment. We negotiate around coach contracts from time to time, and so it's not uncommon. We have all the relationships. Of course, we know the other administrators at other schools. We know the other coaches. So I don't know yet how it'll work exactly, but I do think it's a positive step forward.
When will you guys evaluate to go from one-year contract for players to maybe multi-years or 2 or 3 deals?
We're evaluating it right now. Again, none of the things that we're doing is set in stone. We're continually evaluating everything that we're doing, changing it almost by the day. And so, although today's deals are 1 year, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point we change that, and we'll just have to see how things develop.